The COVID-19 outbreak has affected all aspects of our lives, including marketing. Joining me today to give us some tips on what to do, how to do it, and maybe what not to do is Tiffany Phillips, who is a digital marketing consultant in California. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Tiffany, we know that all across the world, businesses are closed. But we hear about this is a great opportunity for you to market your company. But how can businesses market and promote their companies if everything is shut down now during COVID pandemic?
Right. Great question. Kind of a loaded question. And it's really going to depend on the type of business. I encourage business owners to get creative and rethink and even revisit their current business model and see how they can take their business online in any way, shape, or form. Whether you're a brick and mortar store and you start, an e-commerce site and sell your products online with your Facebook store, with your Instagram store, with Google Merchant Center, whether you're a service-based company and you can offer those services online. I think it's really about getting creative and finding a way to establish your presence online. That being said, I do want to talk about a factor in how you should be promoting yourself, and it really comes down to messaging. I think a lot of us, most of us, are being affected in some way or another, right? Whether we're a business owner or whether we're a consumer, or potential client or customer, right? And so taking a step back and being mindful about the situation as a business owner is your most important priority. It's really interesting. I just went down to San Diego. I think it was exactly 7 weeks ago. I was down there. Yeah, right before the lockdown. We were like one of the last conventions to take place, but it was called Social Media Marketing World. And this was a convention, and they started out with a really good keynote. And the keynote speaker, who was the CEO of this company, got up and said, "Hey guys, think about, what's trending right now on Netflix. You see documentaries, you see docu-series. It's their true stories. And why is that? It's because they resonate with people, because they're real, they're relatable. And so what we want to do is, even before COVID-19, is take a step back and look at our messaging and find a way to establish that voice within our brand to tell our story. Take a look at the imagery that you're using, making sure that it resonates with those that are your ideal customers or clients. I had the pleasure of attending a session with Mark Schaefer, and I highly recommend his book. It's called Marketing Rebellion. And Marketing Rebellion, the most human company wins. And right now, I really want to encourage business owners to be human and to address the situation of what's going on, how it's affecting them, how they're taking care of their people.
Tiffany, let's talk about social media. We see a lot of business owners expressing their personal feelings on certain controversial topics. What can they do? How should they do it? And what should they not do?
Complicated situation, because it's our First Amendment right? Freedom of speech, foundation of our country. So everyone has that right. I think it's just being able to take a step back as a business owner and know that no matter what, your opinion is going to affect your business in some way or another. So, my recommendation, and I'm seeing this a lot where I live, there was a protest and everyone in town made note of those business owners who were out there and put together a do not support these businesses list.
Because of that.
Because of that. Bottom line is, if you as a business owner want to express your opinion, sure, that is your First Amendment right. But my tips for you are not to utilize your business accounts. Instead, use your personal accounts, make sure your privacy settings are high, and know that it can affect you.
Tiffany, some businesses can sell online, others can't. What advice do you have for those businesses who cannot sell a product online?
Okay.
For example, like prom shops.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to sell that item online because you need the people to go in and get fitted. or a
Right.
cleaning company, for example.
Right. So it's interesting because if you really think about it, if you attain, however you attain that client or customer, whether they come back or not, or whether you retain them as a customer, which is our goal, right? Is
Right.
retention, not only acquisition, but retention. And so with that being said, why do you retain clients? It comes down, or customers, whatever it may be. It comes down to the experience that they have with your brand or your business. And so how can you create an experience even if you can't be face to face with them, even if they can't try on that prom dress? Can you get creative? Can you do a fashion show with a Facebook Live? Can you highlight some of the key features of your top selling dress to showcase that like you would in person? Can you, as a cleaning company, give tips to help people at home who obviously can't bring in a house cleaner right now, but want to make sure that they maintain their home in the best manner possible, without giving your secrets away, of course.
Right.
But how do you provide that value? And so really right now it's about building that experience however you can, around your brand. And I have these like 4 tips that I like to remind people that whether you can conduct business or not right now, my 4 tips are this. Your first one is to educate. So if you can establish yourself as an expert and educate people and share that knowledge that you have within your industry, that's going to help people, right? And
Yeah.
people need help right now in many different areas as a business owner. Your second is to entertain. So look at TikTok and its popularity right now. TikTok
I'm
is
the queen
so
of TikTok.
entertaining. So TikTok is just, yeah, it's growing, right? But why is it growing? It is so fun and so entertaining. And right now people need that lightheartedness because things are really serious in the world right now and it's scary. And so having that entertainment factor as a business is another way that you can go about things. The next is to inspire. And once again, there's so many people struggling right now and we've got to be mindful. So how can we help our followers, help our customers, help our clients in staying positive and uplifting? Whether it's, an inspirational quote or, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to inspire. And the last thing is building community. I mean, is
Building
there a
what?
way? Community.
Okay.
How can your business or brand build community and create that safe place for that ideal customer or client, even if right now you can't really interact with them or sell your product or your service, whatever it may be? Can you build a Facebook group, and add those potential clients and current clients and do a daily check-in with them and make sure that you're there for them as a business owner as they are for you as a consumer.
How often should they be posting this content?
Okay, so it's really interesting because if you really look at like marketing tactics, it's kind of an 80-20 rule. So 80% of what you post should be providing value. 20% should be promotional, selling your product, selling your service, whatever it may be.
And
so that's a good rule of thumb.
And how can you, it seems like the new marketing thing nowadays is helping others. Mm-hmm. How can a business post and tell the community about what they're doing without it seeming like it's self-promoting? Because you hear all the time, if you're going to do a good deed, then don't promote it because then that defeats the purpose. But how can businesses do this without people thinking that they're self-promoting themselves, even though they are?
Right. So it all comes down to digital empathy. And once again, it's about having that emotional messaging and being authentic. I mean, people can read through those, what do you call them? Like the opportunistic business owners right now that are push. People can read through that. So if you're really, truly authentic and practice digital empathy, that's what's going to help you, because you're not there. You're really, truly not there for any gain. You're there to help your community. For example, I give these free tips out, think here, my next post, my favorite apps to use as a social media marketing professional.
And you're all the way in California and I'm in New York.
But guess what? Like, that can help you as a business owner. I don't get anything from that, but I know that I'm helping, and that makes me happy. And you can, I personally think that you can see through the messaging and see through the tone on whether someone's being authentic or not. It was really interesting. I got this quote yesterday. I was reading about digital empathy, so I have it written down here. And so this is how dorky I am. In order to have true digital empathy, you must have a deep understanding of the customer, anticipating their expectations, desires, needs, and actions, and responding to those needs and expectations in a caring and connected way.
Wow.
It
says
I'm
it all.
I'm gonna leave that there. Yeah.
Now, Tiffany, if someone wants to reach out to you, how do they do that?
They can reach out through email. They can reach out through social media. You can find me on Instagram, Get Social with Tiffany. I share a lot of tips through my stories on there just to try and help people stay up to date. Social media is changing every week. Right. So Social Media Examiner is kind of a top industry leader. They've got really great information on their website. I'm a member of their society, so I get training and all sorts of fun stuff from them. But what blows me away is that every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, there is a 1-hour live broadcast that goes over the new features this week, just this week, of social media marketing.
Really?
Whether it's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever it may be. And so it's changing so rapidly that it's hard for a lot of business owners to stay up to date on that. You've got a business to run. And so
but now they're in lockdown, so now is a great opportunity to catch up on all of this.
Right. So if anyone ever needs help or has questions, feel free to reach out.
Perfect. I'll put your information below too.
That'd
Tiffany,
be great.
Is there anything else you would like to add that I have not asked you?
I think I'm going to leave it with this. I think as people, whether we're business owners or not, social media for some right now is a source of anxiety. Social media for others right now is an escape from their daily lives. Regardless, though, I think we need to be respectful of each other. I'm seeing a lot of attacks, character assaults, all sorts of
when they get into politics, right?
Yes. And so let's all take a step back and know that whether you're a business owner or not, like, we're all in this together. And think about why social media was started in the first place. It was to connect people and not disconnect people, which is what I see happening a lot right now. So let's take a step back and remember, like, we are all in this together. Let's utilize these platforms to check in with your friends, check in on your neighbors, check in with your family, keep in touch with people, but share that positivity as well. And don't let the negative overwhelm your newsfeed.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
You're so welcome. Yeah, it was a pleasure chatting.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this interview. Be safe and stay home.